I have a belief that there's a way to not be polarized from the get-go. And what I mean by that is that we have filters, we have programming. So as an example, imagine if you have been programmed to be married at a certain age, to have a child, and all these other programs, and you still have that within yourself. You could be on Facebook, you could be walking on the street, and you see a woman glowing and smiling, and she has children, and you think, oh, that's something I missed out in life, and you get triggered every time. But what if you were to feel that trigger all the time? Would you say it's because of this experience outside of yourself? Or would you ask the question, what is it about me that feels separate from love right now? What is it about me that's been programmed to believe that I'm not worthy now? And therefore, this is why I feel this, because I didn't, say, have that life experience. Another example of a filter would be this. We've spoken about the idea that there's a lot of chaos on the planet, that there's a lot of uncertainty. So the thing is that there's also, in this very moment, heaven on earth. And that is the polarity that Anna talked about. Like, no matter what, everyone's having their own unique experience. So if there's a lot of uncertainty on the planet, and let's just say that I have an issue with control issues, like I have to control things, or I think that by me being able to like have things go my way will make me feel safe, then these current times has to feel really unsafe, not because of what's happening out there, not because of what we're seeing, but our own unique relationship to control or uncertainty. And therefore, it's very important to be able to stay in the eye of the hurricane, because shit has been happening all along. And you can see decades ago, 20 decades, like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, during those times, they also thought this is it. During those times, some people jumped off bridges and committed suicide because the stock market crashed. We've been basically in this time and space many times in this human experiences where we haven't really graduated to that next level of consciousness. And that is that all these things are here for us to grow and expand. And if we were to look where we were and where we have been to where we are, there's a lot more, I would say, enlightened people. I'm not saying better, but there's a lot more people who are up-leveling themselves, that they're moving to this level of consciousness. For God's sake, I mean, just imagine how Socrates felt during his times, or Jesus and so forth. So we're moving out of this dense matter to this higher level of awareness right now. However, if we haven't healed trust issues within ourselves, if we haven't healed issues about the idea that we have to control things, if we haven't healed the idea that we have to have it all figured out, if we haven't changed primarily mostly negative programming by generations prior to this, and we can even call that generational programming, then constantly we're going to be triggered. Constantly we're going to feel that stuff come up and feel that stuff and feel that stuff come up, to where while we might do yoga, while we might do breath work, while we might say, look at our affirmations and say something positive, every time we step outside our door, every time we go on Facebook, we're still going to feel triggered because we haven't changed the programs. And that's really what my work is about. That's why I mentioned in the beginning that I wrote a book called All It Takes Is One, Drop Your One Big Hidden Belief. And it's all about looking at those programs that we have in regards to our sexuality, in regards to religion, in regards to past trauma, in regards to having the idea parent and so forth. And we see movies that portray those same collective narratives to feed on the human emotions, because when humans are charged, of course, they're going to watch movies because there's something in that movie for them, whether it scares them, whether it makes them cry, or whether it inspires them. That everything that we see on the planet is an extension to our consciousness, to our unconscious mind, both light and dark. So this is the most amazing time for us to heal all of our shit.